Should we play a bit of with the laws, with the umpiring, holding the ball? So we spoke on Crunch Time a couple of weeks ago, Paddy. So this is something that you are quite thoughtful about and are observing. Just pitch where your thoughts are as a starting point.
Yeah, we had a chat a couple of weeks ago, and it was around this new interpretation, and it's clear it's not a crack of the umpires, it's the actual interpretation that's being coached. But the arm being pinged is automatically basically holding the ball now if you don't get rid of it. And my thing is, I just think if people don't have pride and they get their arm pinged, it should just be a quick ball up. The thing that I feel like in the game needs to be coached more is incorrect disposal or dropping the ball, even if you make an attempt. For me, should be the rule we're getting after with holding the ball. The one with the arm pinged, I feel like at the moment you have to get rid of it, which is causing people then to nearly hook people's legs. You train that because you see the free kicks, you're naturally going to train it. And then we're talking about we want to de-risk concussion, but if you ping someone's arm, you're cutting their legs and they fall, you got no protection. So that's the only grey area I'm thinking with that rule. I'd like to see it more like increasing the hold the ball, but more the incorrect disposal or dropping the ball. Yeah.
All right, let's have a play with a couple from Saturday night.
Don't hold back, Jez.
Yeah, so the first
Don't
is...
hold back.
So this is Ridley into Tui. This is the one where you have to make an attempt to get rid of the ball when it's all pinned, and even to the point where it just dropped the ball near your foot, which I think would have everybody screaming holding the ball, but that's actually the instruction. Tui here goes around. He actually does get it to his boot, but just a bit too late.
Yeah, the Ridley one for me is probably even touching on Paddy's point. Like if he mid slant or mid rotation throws his leg at it, then creates an imbalance, and then he flips on his shoulder or potentially hits his head. Like, is that what we want to go for, or potentially just ball it up a bit, or just call it a bit quicker and then it's just a ball up? Like he had no prior. His arm's pinned straight away. If he swings his leg, he might potentially go over the back of Stengel and land on his head. Like, yeah, I'm in agreement with potentially just call it a little bit earlier, especially the ones that are kind of momentum and turning, and the drop of the ball and incorrect disposal. I think, like literally what Paddy said, I'm in full agreement with that.
What about prior opportunity, Paddy? You probably are dealing with that more at the moment than a defender. Are you clear and concise on what is prior opportunity and what isn't prior opportunity?
I think if you make an attempt to evade or fend off, you had prior, or if you can get your hands up and have time. So I'm clear with that.
That's the big change, because you guys were taught to get the hands up from the tackle and look around, and then you hold it in, and they used to say ball up, and that's now prior opportunity.
Yeah, so I still, because you still got a chance to get rid of it if you get your arms up. So as long as you have they still got to actually do the right tackle and actually make sure you can't get it out, then it should be holding the ball. But if you don't have pride, just call the ball up quickly. But I think the one, even if I do try and make an attempt and how he tackles me and I drop the ball or it gets knocked out, I feel like that should be holding the ball or dropping the ball.
So let's go to the Bowes-Stewart examples from Saturday night. So would you be in favour of these ones are holding the ball?
All right. Yeah, I'll have a look.
These were both called as play on.
Yeah, see, for me, that's dropping the ball. Yeah.
Yep.
Because you had time.
And then Stewart on the follow-up?
Yeah, he didn't dispose of it correctly. So even though he's made an attempt, I feel like that should be rewarded for the tackler. Then I feel like the one we chatted about before should just be a ball up.
Yep. So the two Kennedy examples you gave us from the Geelong game, which was fresh in your mind, is if we revisited those now.
So he's won the ball. He's had no prior. It's hard to get rid of the ball like that.
And he tried.
Yeah. See, I just think both of them should be a ball up, or the second one should let play. The reason I brought it up on the chat we had is what I don't want to see is, like, we encourage the guys to win the ball. What I don't want to see is me and Howie running towards the ball and we both don't want to pick it up because we're rewarding the tackler more than the actual guy winning the ball. So, I just think... I actually feel like we chatted off air before, but I feel like the umpires are probably getting a really rough end at the moment because, every week I feel like we're talking about them, but I just feel like these ones aren't the umpires' fault. This is actually how we actually interpret the rules.